And here we are, Tuesday once again, May 19th. Hard to believe we are past the mid-mark of May already. We are moving right along with these APA essays. The ones I've seen thus far are looking excellent. I hope you are all keeping up. I can't stress enough not dropping the ball here at the end and finishing strong. Please email me if you have any questions or concerns about your grade or this project or anything like that, because we are getting down to the wire here. So let me just say a couple things though. Remember that even though you are done receiving graded assignments this week, you do have next week to, I don't want to say play catch up, but if you have been a little bit behind, you do have that next week. You still have to go in and log up your attendance and all of those sorts of things. For my juniors, you still have to log attendance for 2 weeks after this week, um, all the way until the end. So I'll be posting some more information about all of that. Also, don't forget, I am offering a bonus opportunity at the end of this. I recommend that you take me up on that opportunity. Basically, we're going to offer a couple Zoom meeting opportunities, and you will be able to present your speech for up to 20 bonus points, which is huge. And if you come in as an audience member, you can receive up to 5 bonus points for watching and reacting to others' presentations. Okay, so after Memorial Day, so Tuesday, I'm going to be posting information about taking an essay and turning it into a speech. Um, these are only going to be a few minutes long, just discussing the problem, the potential solutions, and essentially pitching the solution that you would choose in the end, which is what we've been focusing on the last couple days in the writing process of this. Okay, so those are the things that are coming up. So we still have some time to get some things done. Also, during that week, I'm going to post some fun things if you're interested. For example, a letter to your future self. That's something I've done with my classes for several years now. Basically, you writing a letter to yourself. You send me your letter as a doc, obviously, and send me your address or an address that will be still someone that can get you the letter to you in 4 years, because I'll be mailing these letters out in 4 years. Okay, so if you're interested in that, I'll be posting more information about the letter to the self. I also thought it would be a neat activity for um, the class of 2021 to, I'm sorry, the class of 2020 to write letters to the class of 2021, almost like rules for your senior year, being that your senior year was not like any other. So things maybe that they shouldn't take for granted or things that they should be taking advantage of, since yours was cut a little short. I admittedly did not come up with this idea. This came, if you remember when we came back from Easter and I had you writing that little journal entry about how things were going. Miss Lexi Bittner also actually came up with what she wrote in there actually prompted me to come up with that idea. I would have liked to have done something a little bigger with it and made it more of a school-wide project, but we are just running out of time. So if nothing else, I thought maybe my seniors could do that and I could share that with with the seniors that I have next year. So the class of 2021, notes from the class of 2020. But anyhow, more information on those two optional activities will be posted the week after Memorial Day as well. So I hope you're all hanging in there. Again, I can't stress enough that if you are concerned about anything, you need to be reaching out to me, especially as seniors, okay? This is not, people are not going to be chasing you down for your life. That's not how things work, okay? So if something is going on, you need to reach out, you need to ask. You're not always going to get the answer that you are hoping for, but if you don't put yourself out there to say what's going on and to ask for help, you're not going to get anything. You're just going to wallow in whatever is going on. So I'm kind of putting that on you at this point. It is time to take advantage. It is time to take the reins and take control of your own education and get ready to move on to what's next, which is super exciting. You guys are complete and utter rock stars. Please don't forget that. You will truly never be forgotten. And we're going to be doing some things to celebrate you coming up. Today is actually for our Lincoln Park Appreciation Week. We are celebrating seniors. I know you're going to be getting a little message from Dr. Rogers today, so watch out for that. I also have some little notes that I'll be posting on the Lincoln Park Stands Together page that some students and teachers have written to the senior class. And there will be some things coming down the pike to make sure that you're feeling the love, and you should be feeling the love. And hopefully we'll all be able to get together very soon when we can actually shake hands or hug or fist bump or mosh pit or whatever we want to do appropriately without masks on. So we're all crossing our fingers for that day to come sooner rather than later. All right, enough about that. Let's get into today's work. So today you are going to be working on the introductory section of this. And the introductory section should actually be quite easy for you to work on because you've already been thinking about why this problem is interesting to you and why you chose the problem, and essentially that's what you're going to be writing about in your introductory section. So if we go back to our paper here, now if you're in a position where you want to start thinking of a title, you should think of a title. Your title is going to go in several places, okay? So it goes here along with your name and the institution, which for us is Lincoln Park Performing Arts Charter School. So you could start filling all of that out. Notice that the running head is in all caps. The words running head actually stay on the title, and the title of your paper in all caps will go there. If your title is very long, you're going to want to shorten it down and put an abbreviated version of your title for that running head. You'll notice that the running head then goes on every page, still in all caps, okay? But the words running head fall off. So I think in this version of a template, you have to write it here, and then you do have to type it here again, and then it'll go on every page from there. The third place your title goes is right here, which is where we're looking at to start this introduction. One last thing I want to mention, if you're starting to get that title page together, we are just going to get rid of this author's note, okay? And here's why. We are not conducting large enough scaled research to have that author's note. So if you were conducting your own study and you were talking about the participants and the methodology and the research that led to your research and your results and all of those things, that's when you include that author's notes to help the readers understand the organization. But for our purposes here, we simply don't need that. We are going to be talking about the abstract in a couple days, so just leave that there. Okay. So here we are. Here's all the things we've been working on. And like I said, your title of your paper is going to go here. Your full title, this might be a shortened title if it needs to be. Okay. And in this introductory section, again, we're going to get rid of the Latin. And in this introductory section, you're going to focus on why you chose the problem. Now, avoid you know what I mean, I chose the problem because. Focus more on the impact of the problem on life, whether it's your life or life in general. Essentially, looking at the problem and why people should be concerned about what the problem is, and then looking at the solutions. So we want to look at what drew you to that problem, what was interesting about it to you, because essentially then, oh no, hello, my internet just went out. Awesome. Hold on. Come on, technology. Okay, there we go. So essentially, yes, that's why it's all underlined there. So we're looking at try this again. Why you chose the problem, and maybe the universality of the problem. Um, so what I mean by that is basically in your problem section, you're looking at who and what it impacts. So in this section, you want to get your readers to understand why this problem is an important problem to study and find a solution. Okay, so you're looking more at those sorts of things. And the big thing about the introductory section here is that it ends with your problem statement. So if you think back to the very first thing that you sent me when we were talking about the problem, so that one sentence statement of your problem, that essentially acts as your thesis here, which will end your introductory section. Now I'm calling it an introductory section because your introduction may be more than one paragraph. So for example, if you want to talk a little bit about the history or more, if you want to include more general information about the problem, and then a paragraph about why you're interested in the problem, and then your problem statement. You don't have to do that, but the reason I'm calling it an introductory section is with the more in-depth research that you may get into with APA, especially like I said, if you are conducting your own studies, your introduction is absolutely going to be more than one paragraph. So maybe here, it may not be. I leave that up to your common sense and what you are choosing to write about. Okay. So that's our focus for today, is this introductory section. Tomorrow, we'll talk about the abstract and the conclusion, which you'll continue working on all of these sections on Thursday, starting to edit and all of those lovely things. Friday, we'll finalize that title page and the references page, because remember, you're supposed to be keeping all of your references together. And by the end of the day, Friday, this will be all put together and ready for you to turn in. So if you've been keeping up and doing the daily work, this will absolutely be ready for you after some final editing to turn in by the end of the day on Friday. All right, so that's where we are. As I mentioned, if you have any questions or concerns, please, please, please reach out. That's why I am here in my dining room talking to you. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. Make the most of it, and we'll talk soon. Later.